Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so thrilled to be here with all of you this week. This venue and location are super special to me because this is the venue where Startup Grind, the community that I helped create, really came alive. A lot of startup grinders out there. In 2010, a few friends and I started meeting once a month to help each other and share ideas and birth, hopefully, the next great company. And little did any of us know that the best idea to come from that experience was actually the community that we built. With values of giving first, helping others, and making friends, people around the world started to be drawn to our ethos. And building community in isolation, literally for years in my garage, we worked on adding one organizer and one chapter at a time. I did hundreds of Skype calls at all hours of the night, vetting organizers and looking for people like us. Maybe some of you can relate to that. We found more people than I could have ever imagined existed. In the years of thankless work ahead, we went from 20 chapters to hosting events in almost 2,000 cities. In all, Startup Grind has hosted about 20,000 events in 150 countries, and millions of people are part of our tribe. I thought we were doing it all alone in navigating how to build Startup Grind until a friend of mine told me to come check out the CMX Summit. In 2016, I attended the event in San Francisco for the first time, and I was blown away. Every session was exactly what I needed. Each speaker was talking to me. I tried every tool in the sponsor area. That's a plug. And I was running in circles, meeting new friends, and learning so much about how to build a better community. Many people here today who are my friends are people that I met at that event originally. In 2019, our company, Bevy, acquired CMX, and it's been one of the great blessings of my professional career to have a deeper connection and learn directly with all of you. The work that everyone here is doing, building communities, is the definition of essential work. We know that humans are less connected than ever. We know they feel less belonging than ever, maybe in the history of humankind. We know that people have fewer friends, fewer close relationships, and less connection to family and work. And yet, community building can quite literally save lives. Let me share one such story from Startup Grind. 13 months ago, as the world watched in horror, the Taliban spread across Afghanistan. An incredible entrepreneur and former Startup Grind speaker, Zara Nazari, that we had at our local chapter there, was told by the Taliban that she would be killed when they returned to her home and village a few weeks later. She and her mother and her sister immediately fled to the mountains outside the city. Then she returned to help on the front lines of the resistance, trying to hold them off. But when it was clear they would not succeed, and knowing that she would be killed, they left for Kabul. After a harrowing 4-day journey that you would not believe the details of, and standing in sewage for hours up to her waist, she managed to get into the Kabul airport and leave on one of the last American planes out of Afghanistan. This was just hours before the attack in almost the exact place she was standing outside the airport that killed over 100 people. After being in a camp for 9 months, which was almost worse than the experience of getting out of the country, she and her mother and her sister are now refugees living in the United States. When we heard about their attempts to get out of the country, our entire Startup Grind community rallied around them. Dozens of people around the world reached out, trying to help secure tickets in any way possible. We spoke with senators, politicians here in the United States, in Europe, in the Middle East. We spoke with private security ops and smugglers. While the banks were closed, Startup Grind found a way to get her and her family money that we had raised. Once she got to the States, we were able to raise more money for her and her sister and her mom to get started in their new life. A few months ago, I was able to go with Zara and her sister Fatima to do the most American thing I could possibly think of, and that was to attend a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game where they live. They said it was the best day they'd had since the horrible ordeal that they had been thrust upon them a year earlier. They also said it was incredibly boring, which it was. They almost look American already, and their journey, while still full of challenges, they have a community to support them. They have people that care about them, that are looking out for them. Each of your communities has people whose lives are impacted by the work that you do. You probably don't hear about all of those things. Hopefully you hear about enough to push you to keep doing it and to keep growing it and to keep helping. But when I think about the community work that each of you are doing and that we're doing, I think about this quote, and that is that when you meet someone, you should treat them as if they were in serious trouble, and you will be right more than half the time. And each community that we have has people that are better for the work that we are doing. Each community has lives that are impacted for good for the work that you're doing. Thank you for that work. The ROI that a lot of people in the companies we work with like to talk about is actually building the belonging in people's lives that they are missing. And it is the most essential work. We are in this together, and I am proud to be part of building this industry with you all. Welcome to CMX Summit.